I invite you to sit, tune into your breath, and breathe with your heart. Welcome to the integrated warrior and grounding flower. In this practice, we will go through 12 sets of exercises for each of the 12 chakras in the key ring pattern. We will alternate between grounding and warrior exercises. So we'll be starting down on the mat, lifting up on the feet, staying up for the transition between the heart and the crown, then moving down for the second half of the crown, staying down for the transition from the crown to the throat. As we progress, I encourage you to emphasize changing on your breath pace and remaining in poses when you need to. Inhale, up, namaste at the heart. Turn to your side, down in child's pose. Touch the big toes, open the knees. Come down slowly, extending your lower back, drawing the abdomen in and breathing into your heart. Heart chakra, empowering exercise. Inhale, up into camel. Feel your foundation. Exhale down to child's pose. Wait for your breath pace to continue back and forth. The inhale moves the body up. Pause and wait for the exhale to release back down. Each time, seek more grace, fluidity, and integration with the breath. As you explore the exercises in this practice, remain still in any pose whenever it feels most beneficial to do so. I do encourage you to do some of all the poses down and up. I will be doing roughly 10 empowering grounding poses and 5 standing warrior poses on either side. You can extend or add balancing poses to the grounding poses when it feels more beneficial to do so, alternating left to right. In the early parts of the practice, I encourage you to change on every breath. Inhaling into, exhaling out of, inhaling into. We're building heat as the practice begins. Later, it may be more beneficial for you to stay and breathe 5 breath cycles within a pose to go deeper and integrate the energy you're building. You're still in camels, perhaps moving on to half camels, alternating side to side with your hand on your lower back or the lower hand reaching down to the heel. Feel your body as an extension of your breath and return yourself to center and rest in a gentle camel with your fingers going down the top of your buttocks. If you so choose, you can go into a deeper camel with the hands on the top of the heels. Let your breath open you. The next inhale, come out of the camel, step one leg forward, and then lift into a standing warrior pose. We're going to be doing reverse warriors, but first just alternate side to side without the arms. Find your foundation. Ground the back heel and sink a little lower in the front leg. Explore extending your stance a bit before inhaling one arm up and the lower arm down in the back. Inhale, exhale, transition We're inhaling, looking up, gazing gently into your palm and feeling your wingspan. So you're feeling your arms working together. Exhaling, arms down, switch sides, inhaling up. You're switching on your pace. Do not wait for me. Feel natural and emphasize your foundation. The arms are lifting out of your foundation. You should not be distracted with too much focus in your upper body. If you are, don't use your arms. Simply focus on your legs and core. Each transition gives you more of an opportunity to rotate that back thigh out. Feel lines up the legs through the hips into your core. And allow the body to continue to be an extension of your breath. Transitioning to stay several breaths on each side. Watching how the breath shows you where you need to open, release, and integrate energy in your body. You're reaching up from your heart. In these warrior poses, your weight needs to be balanced between the front and the back. Shifting to the crown, warrior one. So now begin alternating to face forward, hips squared towards the front of the mat. The back leg is up on the balls of the feet, and then the rear heel comes down and slightly to the center. But stay up on the balls until you feel comfortable that your hips are squared forward. Once again, you're alternating on the breath and waiting to raise your arms until the foundation is secure. Inhale, arms up. Exhale them down. Rotate to the other side. Come up on the balls of the rear foot. Sink and extend the stance. And then inhale the arms up once again. By alternating side to side, you gain repeated opportunities to perfect your stance and find a more natural way to embody the pose. Feel your hips squared forward, your foundation sinking down, and the arms and upper body reaching out of the strength of your lower rootedness. Every transition is an opportunity to deepen the stance and potentially lengthen it. So find your limits and experience the gift of reaching a little further than you may think you can go. Be sure that rear heel is grounding well if it touches down, and remain balanced between the feet, both from balls to heel and then between the left and right sides. And stay for several breaths on each side if you feel the foundation is secure enough to do so. Allow the breath to show you how the pose can be stronger. And feel the openness as the hips rotate and extend strength. Exhale your way down and find rabbit pose. Cupping the hands, crown to the ground, and arch that back. This is a headstand preparation, so feel it that way. Before twisting to the side in twisted rabbit, threading one arm under the body and resting the temple on the ground. Inhale up, reverse sides. And feel the twist in the upper body, reaching down all the way to the root. The upper arm is braced with the fingers on the ground and the arm straight out. And stay for several breaths on either side if it opens you to do so. We've built some heat now. So if you so choose, you can stay on either side of any of these poses for as long as feels empowering. Simply continue to alternate between poses until we invite you to switch. These are the grounding poses for the crown. We will continue to alternate each chakra getting grounded. Return to the rabbit pose. Brace through the balls of the feet and lift up into jackrabbit, straightening the legs and raising the knees. Exhale down to rabbit. Inhale up to jackrabbit. Lengthening through the legs and bracing through the upper body, as if perhaps you would lift into a headstand. Inhaling up, exhaling down, and stay if you so choose. Exhale your way down into cobra pose for the throat chakra. Forearms parallel, elbows under shoulders, chest forward, lifting the head. Press down from the tops of the feet, and then shift up into plank, tucking the tail for a straight line, heel to crown. Breathe, and then rotate to the side in a side plank. Give yourself the bracing of both feet on the ground at first. So the lower foot has the side to the ground, the upper is touching with the toes or whatever you need. And then begin exploring taking a further step. So you could inhale that upper foot on top of the lower foot, see if you have enough balance to stay focused in your core. You're inhaling, rolling to the side, down with strength through the palm, and up with the upper arm. If you so choose, lift that upper leg and lift it only as high as you can remain focused and balanced. Use restraint. Exhale down, rotate, inhale up, lift. And if you are staying with both feet on the ground in each side, that is fine, if that is the challenge that you are prepared for. This pose should focus in the core, and your throat keeps your head strong and up, an extension of the spine. Gently gaze towards the upper arm without twisting the neck unduly. Come down from the next side plank and return to plank. Brace and step one leg forward. Move both arms to the inside, walk your way around to a forward lunge on the opposite side. So the hands are next to each other on the inside of that bent front leg. You're walking around, turning to the other side. Reach through that back heel and allow that reach to give you the leverage to lift your chest and open your throat. Walking to the side, inhaling up, take a full breath on each side. Exhale, release the pose, walk around. The heat has begun to be strong enough that it may be beneficial to stay and explore opening your body within a pose. And this is a great pose to explore lengthening that stance. So see if you can get a little more distance, reaching that back leg back, leaning down into your hip, opening, and then lifting the chest. Walking your way around to the other side and allowing your body to feel vibrant and alive in this range of movement. Inhale, open, lift the chest, reach the heel back. Exhale, come to center, rotate around. Inhale, deepen into the pose. Lengthen that back leg and open that front hip. Rotate around to the other side and then reach back. So in dolphin, you got your forearms parallel. You're pressing down through the wrists with broad open hands. Then you're reaching back with the heels and walking them a little higher in. This gives you leverage. You lengthen the spine. Lengthen the legs by activating above the knees. And let that head be loose with strength moving through the shoulders. This can be an incredible resting pose. Subtle changes bring greater strength and length to the amount of time you can stay here. Walk your way forward, plant that front leg, and come up for the sacral chakra transition. Square forward and bend down over the front knee. You can put your hands interlaced behind your back, and you can keep engaging this pose this way if you so choose. It's very valuable to lean down, squaring the hips forward, inhaling up, rotating around. Be up on the balls, just like with the crown pose, warrior one, and then lower that back heel down to the ground. You don't have to lower the back heel, but it does give you more strength. Rotating, leaning, and then if you so choose, inhale your arms up in front of you, extending a line from that back heel all the way through interlaced fingers, pointed on either side of your ears. If this is distracting, keep the arms down, interlaced behind your back. Inhaling up through center, rotate. Exhale down, then inhale up. So 2 full inhales per side. Exhale down, inhale up, enter the pose. Embody it and stay a bit if you so choose. Feel an increased potential to strengthen that foundation every time you go back and forth. Sense length through the hips and shoulders. Always check how those lines of energy are moving through the hips and shoulders. This is where we can get kinked up, knotted in a way that greatly inhibits our strength and empowerment. And feel that circle around your sacral chakra, rotating and extending, bringing strength into the lower back. Before lowering yourself down on the ground for the grounding poses for the sacral chakra. Hug those knees in a bit, and then lower them to one side for an easy twist. At first, just lower them to the side. Let it be. Breathe. Perhaps even rest from the work you've been doing. Inhale the top leg. Let the bottom follow. Twist to the other side. Breathe. Feel those hips. And bring the lower hip into awareness to balance out intensity in the twist in the upper hip. Breathe into the circle around the sacral and notice how areas that are numb or inactive can support areas that are straining and full of tension. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Accentuate the twist by reaching the opposite arm from the way the knees are twisted and gently gazing towards it. Don't distract yourself with the neck twist. And either continue or give yourself a wheel. Bring intensity into the pose. Use bridge if that's what's accessible. Walk the feet a little closer and press down through the legs, finding distance from the ankle to the knee and through the hip. that pushes your chest up and open. And plant those arms. Reach through the heel of the hand, the palms grounding, acting like the heel of your foot, before you exhale your way down and appreciate the gift you've given yourself with this wonderful intensity. Perhaps embody another bridge to ground the energy you're building and explore the lower back as it surrenders down into a supported reclined pose with the knees up. Breathe into any areas of tension while you give yourself a little rest. And inhale your knees up. Clasp your hands below them. Breathe into the upper chest, relaxing here, and prepare for the nose tip chakra. Inhale and come into a supported shoulder stand. Stay here a little with bent knees. Just getting used to this intensity, compressing the upper chest and throat. Then exhale your way down for some jackknives. So this is a low boat. Exhale over your body. Inhale, open to low boat. Keep those palms and fingertips in relatively the same place. Inhale, open to the low boat. Exhale, reach over the body. Ideally, touch those toes to the floor behind you, but don't do so if it's too much of a reach. You're building incredible heat in your abdomen, in your core. I want you to resist the urge to lift the head and neck. None of this effort belongs in the upper body, but focusing on the nose tip and the back of the head and keeping it as if it's resting, almost on a pillow, will bring incredible benefit to the chakra in these exercises. I am doing about 20 of these. I don't really encourage more than that, and 10 is fine. If you can't do 10, simplify the exercise. Do leg lifts with your back flat. And keep the relaxation in your upper body. And find your limit, coming towards stillness. Resting in easy shoulder stand or lift the legs up. Support under your hips with your upper arms grounded to the knee and then your hands under each hip. Draw the chest straighter and higher, or bend the knees and simply release into the inversion, resting in this pose. And come down and hug the knees, preparing for the solar plexus. Boats. You're lifting from the abdomen and the solar plexus once again. It should be hot from the jackknives. This is an exercise in core strength and balance. You're exerting just enough to pull up into the boat with grace. And you're not exerting too much force where you overdo it. You're finding this balance. Keep your head resting back as an extension of the spine. And make sure the effort's all coming from those upper abs. The legs support, the chest rests. And you're aiming for 10 or so, or as many get done before the prompts complete. I often do not count and simply focus on form and feeling. Another couple. Let your breath guide your way. waiting until your breath shows you when to rest and lie back and draw your knees in. Draw one ankle above the opposite knee, thread your arms around the back of the lower thigh. Draw in, stretch the hip. Switch sides, just a quick loosening on each side. Continue to rest by hugging your knees in, relax the upper chest, let go of that head and neck. And either stay resting or begin some bicycles. Bicycles are also from the solar plexus. Opposite knee to opposite elbow. This is a faster breath, so you do get the breath going, but then feel the rhythm of it and allow that rhythm to carry you. You exhale and compress, inhale, open, exhale, compress. It's really quick and strong. Once again, effort from the abdomen. That head and neck are resting on your hands. The feet stay alive. And you draw yourself back down when you need to, when you're ready. I typically do 20 or so, but 10 is wonderful. And sit up and shift to the diamond eye. Straight legs, inhale your arms up, exhale down. So you're going for the first gentle forward bend. Then you inhale up, draw abdomen in, exhale down. Do this. This is not a power move, but it does really relax and focus your lower body. And then, once you've settled in, be in a forward bend. Your efforts in the abs, all the way down the top of the thigh to the knee. Feel that activation above the knee that helps you keep the legs straighter. And let your breath melt down as the abdomen and stomach surrender towards the thighs. Should have some heat from all those ab exercises, so use the need to rest to go deep into these lower body spaces that can be more challenging to open. Then open the legs. A wide angle forward bend at first. Lift up on the sit bones, then come forward. Again, first easy natural version. And then inhale up, go to one side, exhale down. Inhale up, switch to the other side, exhale down. Find a rhythm. You're going deeper, but all in one breath. And you'll notice this calms the legs down. And gradually, you may feel invited to stay a little longer. Want it. This opens the pelvis, the hips, integrates the motion of the lower body, and stretches out the abdomen as you gradually surrender deeper and choose to stay on one side through several breaths. Let the breath show you how to open and release tensions that you find before inhaling your way up and shifting to the other side. And stay once again. I will remind you to own your need to be still, even if I'm still moving and perhaps even prompting you to move. The advantage of staying once you've warmed up is profound. And do inhale your way up. Check in with a forward bend, see how you've changed yourself. And stand up for straight-legged forward bends. So you've got a wide stance, and you inhale your way up, and you bend down over the front leg relatively straight. If you draw your abdomen in and activate above that knee on the way down, the leg will stay stronger and more focused. So you're weaving the upper body and head down last, resisting the urge to collapse there, lengthening the spine. Inhaling up, rotating, planting that back heel before you bend down, and feeling the strength of that back leg. And even consider lengthening your stance if you can't. Increasing the challenge helps keep you present and alive. Find that edge. Inhale your way up, exhale your way down, and go a little deeper, and perhaps stay now. And if you so choose, begin working towards a split. So it's a supported standing split. You're coming up on the balls of the back foot and letting your weight help open the legs, the hips. Switching sides. Stay in several breaths. And explore supporting from the arms and then lowering the weight in and holding yourself more by the legs. Coming back up and moving to the lungs. And warrior 2. Inhale your arms overhead, exhale down, flat, pointed in both directions. Keep your balance between both legs. Down to the center, straight up, exhale down as you shift to the other side. You're going, bringing the arms down to the center, turning your hips. Inhale straight up above your head, and then exhale your way down into the pose. Then either hold for a long breath you explore, or take a breath on this side with the warrior. Exhaling down, transitioning, turning the heels, planting that back heel, and finding balance between the front and back. And begin exploring, staying for a breath or 3 before shifting sides yet again. You're gazing out over the fingertips. You're feeling the balance between that back heel and the front heel. Sometimes you really have to rotate that back thigh out to get the line of energy to work. And you're feeling like a warrior as the arms go down, up with strength, and then down into this incredible intensity. The lines you make. Before lowering yourself down to the ground. Going into plow pose, planting the sit bones, planting the palms. Taking some breaths into the lungs, the upper chest. Now put the feet flat and come up in a gentle table. The first time up, you're exploring. Then you exhale down, and then you come back up, and you're going folding table. Exhale down, inhale up. You want to get the length of the stance correct, so the heels are roughly under the knees, and you might have to walk the feet out a little as your shoulders open and give you more length. Allow the pace to change, so you don't get locked in the first pace you begin. Let your body show you. And to increase the challenge, make it so your butt's not really touching the ground. So you're really lifting from the palm through the shoulder. Let the head go back when you're up, even a little more, surrendering that space between the shoulders and throat. And really plant through the palm. For an added challenge, begin. Inhale, lift one arm back over your head. Exhale, come around, down, plant. Inhale, up, other arm. This shifts the intensity from shoulder to shoulder and can open you even more once you've built heat with the first rounds. You can certainly abstain from this exercise or even stop the tables and rest in staff. The more comfortable you become with this, the more you'll want it. If you don't want it, chances are you're pushing yourself too hard or something's off about your alignment. So give yourself permission to explore, find a better relationship to these exercises. And consider staying on whatever you're exploring now. Get a little deeper by sticking with the exercise, the pose, through a breath cycle or 3. And give yourself a final table, really reaching those thighs away from the upper chest, lengthening the spine before surrendering down into staff pose yet again. Check in. Be grateful for what you've given yourself. Deep advantage of going from the basic pose through a sequence of exercises back to the basic pose. And shift to the root. A butterfly. Stick the feet straight out, rotate them out, and then bring them in. This opens the thighs and hips. Bottom of the outside edge of the feet touch, and then the inner foot opens. You can put your thumbs in there to help stretch it open. Knees towards the ground. Chest lifts up from the grounded, centered space of the root and the sit bones. Then, either an easy twist, so the ankle over past the knee, or hero. Twist around in the direction away from the upper leg. Then twist towards the upper leg. Remember, inhale up, exhale, twist. Inhale up, exhale, twist a little more. Then go back around all the way, reverse the legs. You can just uncross them if this is uncomfortable. Try easy twist first. And either stick with it or we'll move to hero soon. So you keep twisting in the direction of the turn, then twist back the other way yet again. Inhale up, exhale, twist. And then spin around. Restack the legs. Come down in hero this time if you can. Knees stacked on top of each other. Keep turning and twist towards the upper leg. Then come into center in hero pose. Let those hips stack and then lean towards the upper leg side, planting the lower arm. Opposite arm up above. Lengthen through the neck, then bring that same upper arm down, pointing at the ground, and the lower arm up to cup the ear and lengthen through the side of the neck. Drop that lower shoulder to create space and create a little more movement. Then give yourself eagle arms. Same arm as upper leg is below. And then lift the elbows and drop the shoulders. And breathe. Then give yourself archer. Upper leg is upper arm in archer. Reach behind, either clasp fingers or just stay at your first point of reach. Spin around, other side. Stack the knees if you can in hero. Keep turning in the direction of the twist, the spin you just made. Keep that head rather neutral, just accentuating the twist at the end. Then come to center, inhale, opposite arm up and lean towards the upper leg. Fingertips are full of energy. Then bring that upper arm down, point at the ground, don't touch it. Lower arm up, cup the ear, and lengthen through the upper neck. Drop that lower shoulder, create more distance. Eagle arms, same side as the upper leg is below. Lift the elbows, drop the shoulders, lift the chest. Breathe. And then archer. Upper leg is upper arm. reach to clasp fingers, or don't struggle unduly. Just lift the chest and breathe into the intensity wherever your hands reach to. Come back to center. Unravel the knees. Come into a low squat. Sink down on the back of your heels if you can, or support them with the fingertips on the floor. Prayer pose if you comfortably can. And then inhale your way around. Do a low lunge on the knee. So you're pointed to the side. Either stay there or inhale and lift the back knee. Switch sides. Stay there or inhale, lift that back knee. This is roots, so you're feeling the strength of your groundedness. Keep reversing. Inhale, come into the pose and lift your arms if you comfortably can. But focus on that foundation. Don't lift until you've got it solid. Keep switching sides. Chances are you might err towards the back leg. Really ground that front foot. Heel to balls of the feet. And keep challenging yourself to lift that back knee from the groundedness of the balance between the feet. Spread those toes. Side to side. Side to side. It's okay if you lose your balance. Inhale your way up once again and keep going. Get yourself up into goddess pose. Give yourself a lion's breath. Tug out, tense the face, and then sink down in a low squat. Inhale up, goddess squats. Go as low as you comfortably can. Inhale up. Exhale, go as low as you comfortably can. Feel balance between the balls and heels, inside and outside edge of the feet. Perhaps adjust the angle to increase it. And really explore the edge of how low you can go before giving yourself another lion. If you don't feel the need for one, perhaps you need to challenge yourself more next time in these squats. And shift to the chin and begin reverse triangle. So the first ones are gentle, focusing on keeping that front leg relatively straight, keeping that back heel and foot grounded. And you're crossing your lower arm a little past the foot. But you don't go as low as you can at first. If you need to touch the floor in front of the foot or to the side of the foot, that's fine. It's better to stay fluid and natural, feel strong and grounded, than to go as far as you can. Exhale down, breathe in the reverse triangle, inhale up, exhale down. Take a breath. Inhale up. So you're doing 1 or 2 breaths on each side. And feel how you open into this pose by repeating it over and over. Find more space to lift that upper arm and feel the arms together. So you're opening them like wings even when you're on your side. Inhale up. Switch sides, ground the back heel, straighten the front leg, exhale down, lift the upper arm, inhale up, come to center, change sides. Feel the fluidity, and if you're not enjoying it, don't push so far. The joy is always available if you give yourself the right to embrace your true limits. You will be bored if you don't push yourself enough. You'll be stressed if you're pushing too much or in the wrong way. Try staying for a couple breaths on each side. And really be aware, if you have not been breathing in the pose, watch what the breath teaches you about how you can go deeper and where you can unlock tension. Before coming down to all fours, the grounding poses for the chin. Knees under hips, palms under shoulders. Ground yourself. Breathe. Give yourself some cat-cows. Just iron out that spine. Start the wave at the base of the spine. Head last down. Head last up. Inhale, lift one leg. Exhale, lower it. Inhale, lift the other leg. Slight dip in the front of the body at first, but not too much. Then inhale, repeat, or lift the opposite arm with the leg. It's valuable to simply lift them both off the ground slightly to learn to balance the opposite sides of your body. So your inhale, lifting arm and leg. Exhale, lowering, even if it's just a couple inches off the ground for each side. Move them in harmony, unison with each other, integrating both sides, and feel the foundation shifting between the upper and lower body, side to side. Keep your head relaxed as you come back to center. And if you so choose, challenge yourself to come up with the balls of the feet and then cross the leg under the body in a wildcat with a twist. Wildcat, balls of the feet as the knees lift. Then come back down after doing it on both sides. If you're not comfortable, just lift the leg. If you're not comfortable, stay in cat-cow. Give yourself another cat-cow back down on your knees. And now shifting to the navel chakra and up into down dog for the first time. Ground those heels, find the right distance, and then come down and then up into up dog. Exhale into down dog. You may be walking the feet a little closer for down dog at first. Finding a place where you can keep those balls of the feet relatively in the same place. You're going inhaling into up dog, exhaling into down dog. It's okay to do easy up dog with the knees down on the ground, and it's okay to keep the balls of the feet in up dog. So it's modified for this exercise. You can turn the feet down if you so choose, so you're on the tops of your feet. Exhaling into down dog. Inhaling into up dog. Once again, the advantage of the repetition is you get deeper each time. So you're aiming to be fluid as you go back and forth, but you're also adding elements of precision, straightening those legs a little more, lifting through the chest, pushing it forward to open and arch the back. And build strength in this. The Indian push-up, working so many parts of your body. Let down dog reach through the shoulders. Let up dog open the heart. Let down dog reach back through the heels. Let up dog lengthen through the lower back and hips. And then stay in down dog. Either remain here and breathe or begin inhaling, lifting opposite legs. Inhale, lift a leg. Exhale, bring it down. Keep those toes active when it's lifted to bring strength through. You can point them or don't. Keep them flexed and put extra emphasis on spreading the toes. Explore which works best for you. Watch the tendency to collapse the shoulder on the same side that you're lifting. So stay grounded. And if you so choose, consider lifting opposite arms and bringing it behind your lower back, just to create that experience of balance before twisting the leg across your body, bending at the knee, before bringing it down, giving it to the other side. Leg up, arm up if you so can. Always explore with just a couple inches to learn your balance. Be happy where you are working. Then bring the arm back down and twist the upper leg across your body. Open that lower spine. And then bring it up front. Stand up in a wide-legged stance for the navel triangle. So moving to one side, point the toes in the direction you're moving, ground the back heel on the opposite leg. You come forward, 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 keep that back thigh rotated out and back so the hips stay square to the long side of the mat. Don't collapse that upper thigh. And with that alignment in mind, find fluidity as you go back and forth, exhaling into the pose, inhaling up, reversing the feet, reversing the legs, come down, exhale into the pose. And then gaze gently up without straining the neck. Inhaling up to center, feel that shift, the beautiful feeling when you come up, center, before you go back down into the other side. Pause long enough to catch what it feels like to come out of an intense pose. Cherish it, and then use the momentum of your love for yoga to go into the opposite side and breathe, stay. Several breaths on each side now. Pause whenever you need to. Try to get the straight line from the lower arm through the upper arm. Using the breath when you're staying in the pose. Let the breath show you what to do. Come into center, star pose. Lift the arms, energy from the core, out the feet, out the fingertips. Give yourself some breath of fire. Focusing your spirit in your core, drawing energy through all your limbs into your center. If you're not comfortable with breath of fire, explore it before bringing your palms to your core and really feel the energy you've built here over the course of the practice. Before we shift to the final sequence for the third eye. So you're going to do side squats, which means you're going to lean to one side, bring your arms up around in a circle in prayer pose. You're going as low as you comfortably can. So you're challenging yourself by pointing the long, straight leg, either lifting up on the heel or keeping the whole foot flat. And your weight is balanced between the balls and the heels of the leg you're going into. If you're not balanced, the entire alignment on the leg is going to be out of whack, and your muscles, some of them will be working too hard, and some of them will not be there to support you, and you can't go very deep. So feel that balance, feel the angles side to side, and enjoy the intensity of opening your hips, sinking low, feeling the challenge to be alive in your body and carry this aliveness throughout the course of your day. I often do 5 on each side, and when I'm feeling inspired, do 10. It's a balance of numbers and depth. And you could do this. Make no mistake, you could do this. It's just about how deeply you go into it. Go too far, you could injure yourself. But you can certainly bend one knee and sink a little. So find the truth, the honesty with yourself to challenge at exactly the depth you're ready for. Before sinking down in a squat, low squat, you're on the balls of your feet, your hands are on the ground in crow prep. And you're breathing, and you're staring at the floor, and you're leaning forward into crow. And you're coming up on the balls of the feet or lifting the toes if you comfortably can. Those hands are broad and wide. You're gripping. The weight is channeled through the wrist and through all 5 fingers. And you could stay for a breath and come back down and then go back in and come back down. You could go up on the balls and then sink back. Find the depth that's correct for you. And you can explore lifting one leg from within crow. See if you can just get that knee off of the back of the arm. And ignore that challenge if crow isn't comfortable for you yet. And sink down into the lowest squat you comfortably can. It's great to be able to be down on the heels. Many people all over the world work and eat and talk this way. Inhale a fist up on either side. Exhale it down. Inhale it up. Exhale it down. Feel what you've given your body by teaching yourself to be more alive. And then come down on your heels, on your knees, and return to the heart. Into child's pose. Open the knees. Draw the abdomen in and lengthen it. Perhaps walk the hands and arms a little further out, giving yourself as much support with the arms as you need, as the head surrenders towards the ground. And either stay there, roll on your back, and give yourself a savasana. The legs go straight and out, the feet and heels a little wider than the hips. The palms open, the arms are out a little. Tuck those shoulders under a bit, perhaps lengthen the lower back. Consider any final adjustments. Use your breath to show you what may need to shift a bit, and then commit to staying still. And once you do, you can feel the echoes, the momentum of the practice. Trust that it will dissipate as you commit to staying still and use your breath to tend any tensions that you find internally, resisting the urge to move impulsively, and breathing into your tension and giving it back to the earth with each exhale. Thanking yourself and this world for the gift of this practice and the loan of this body. Stay as long as you need to. Come out consciously with an awareness of what really matters in the rest of your day, as you commit to carrying the spirit of this practice back into what you know as a normal life.